What's your thought on cryptocurrency right now, and potentially either accepting it through Apple Pay or otherwise?
It's something that we're looking at. It's not something we have immediate plans to do. I would sort of characterize it as there are things that I wouldn't do, like our cash balance. I wouldn't go invest that in crypto, not because I wouldn't invest my own money in crypto, but because I don't think people buy an Apple stock to get exposure to crypto. And so if they want to do that, they can invest directly in crypto through other means. And so I wouldn't do that. And I'm not planning to in the immediate future to take crypto for our products as a mean of tender. But there are other things that we're definitely looking at.
Like what?
Like I wouldn't want to have anything to announce today.
Well, let me ask you a different question, because you just said that you might not do it personally. Do you own crypto and any Bitcoin or Ethereum? Would you play around with this?
I do, yeah. I think it's reasonable to own it as a part of a diversified portfolio. And I'm not giving anybody investment advice, by the way.
When did you get interested in it?
I've been interested in it for a while. And I've been researching it and so forth. And so I think it's interesting.
A lot of people, I don't know if you've talked about this publicly before, are people going to say that you're a Bitcoin bull?
I don't know what they're going to say. I don't want to put any labels on me. It's just that it's something that from a personal point of view, I'm interested in.
Well, while we're on the topic, what about NFTs? That feels like the next level of this.
I think it's also interesting. I think it will take a while to play out in a way that is for the mainstream person. But I think it's interesting.
A lot of people talk about NFTs in the context of VR and AR. We just heard from Facebook and Microsoft getting into the metaverse. What did you think of those announcements, and how does Apple think about it?
Well, I wouldn't want to talk about those announcements, but in terms of we've always said that AR is a core technology, and it's a technology I get super excited about, and I think it's profound, and I think it's profound in terms of the things that you can do with it, and the enhancement to people's lives and the improvement in people's lives, but humanity has to be at the center of it. It's like any other technology. It has to be about humanity and helping humanity. And so you can bet that the way that we look at it is like that. But it's an area of great opportunity, I believe.
But do you think that there will be a day where we'll all wear, VR goggles and live in a digital universe?
All is a big word. Is a very big word. And I think there has to be advancements in technology that are beyond what is possible today. But I get back to AR today is alive and well. We have the largest AR platform on iPhone. And you can do things today that a few years ago you couldn't imagine doing. Like if you're shopping for furniture, you can look at the new sofa in your room. If you're designing a home or designing a home for someone else, it's a great use of AR. And so there are things that are possible today, and I think that just becomes more and more exciting as time goes on.
I know you hate to answer questions about cars, but I am so curious about your cars. Or about the expectation of cars. Is there anything you can tell us?
No. We try not to talk about the future too much, because we've got so much going on in the current day that we try to be secretive about the future. And so I don't have anything to share today. It wouldn't be us if we didn't keep something up our sleeves.
Okay, let me try out this then. I think it was about a couple of years ago now, as you know, Elon Musk, because he's been public about it, said that he tried to get a meeting with you to sell Tesla to you, in fact, because the company was actually struggling. Now, of course, the company has $1 trillion market value. You apparently didn't take the meeting. In retrospect, do you wish you did?
You know, I've never spoken to Elon, and there are lots of companies out there that we could have bought at different times, probably. But I feel really good about where we are today. And
did you know he was trying to get to you?
I don't remember it being like that, but he said that he did, and so I assume that that's correct.
Let me ask you about your role as a CEO, because you've been very outspoken on a lot of issues, immigration, voting rights, the abortion laws in Texas, LGBT issues. And I think a lot of leaders and the public are trying to understand the role that corporations should play today, when corporations feel that they can speak out and take a side, if you will, and when they can't, and how you think about that.
I think about not wading into politics, but sort of sticking to a lane on policy. And, you know, Apple is probably one of the very few medium or large companies that doesn't even have a PAC. And so we try to steer clear of the politics on something and focus on policy. And if it's a policy that intersects with our values or intersects with our company in some way, the likelihood that we're going to speak up is great. If it doesn't intersect, if it's something that we would just be another voice out there and not have a unique perspective to bring, then we don't say anything. Take immigration as an example. We have 450 dreamers in Apple. And so we are very focused on getting them a pathway to citizenship. And so we're going to speak up on that and speak up for them. And there are other things like that, but we're sticking to the policy elements of that, not the politics of it.
But what happens when, of course, the policy intersects with the politics of it all, right?
Well, I think sometimes that you can't prevent that in today's environment, but at least our hearts and minds are around the policy. When something is important to you, you have a responsibility to say something.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because invariably you have been criticized for not speaking out on human rights issues, for example, in China and other countries as well. This is something I think a lot of companies that have been doing business in China struggle with. A number of companies, as you know, have abandoned China. How do you think about that?
I think that we have a responsibility as a business to do business in as many places as we can. Because I think business is this huge catalyst. I believe in what Tom Watson said, is world peace through world trade. I have always believed that. And so I think we should be about not pulling up the drawbridge, but we should be about building the bridges. And so I think that's key for business. And in terms of what we speak up on some privately, we speak up on some publicly. We do it in different ways. And you have to get your head around, when you're operating outside the U.S., in any country in the world, that there are different laws. And so that's part of both the complexity and part of the beauty of the world, is everybody has their own laws and customs.
Thank you for helping us kick things off today.
Thank you. Great seeing you, Andrew.
Great seeing you. Thanks.